Perfect. Perfect.
All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Where am I at? Let's do this one, and I'm hitting right now, this and this. 3, 2, 1. There we go. What's going on, guys? What's going on? Man, I was outside earlier, and man, my eyes started watering, and everything. The sun. But something's in the air right now. It's getting me all messed up. My eyes were very, very watery. And no sneezing or nothing, but man, I couldn't even open my eyes. It's pretty dangerous because I was driving too. I was like, I can't see. It's horrible. Anyway, hello, my name is Joe. This is TradeIntuition, where we show you that, crypto, it's okay. It's okay when the stuff goes down. It's okay. Because what does this mean? Eventually, it's going to turn back up. Now, of course, it all depends on the part of the market that you're in. In the bear market, ooh, no, once we start seeing down, it'll come up a little bit, but continuation of down. Right now, at the very, very beginning, guys, very beginning, hopefully my mic is good, hopefully the sound is good, but we're at the very beginning, so if it does come down, don't worry, it's going to go up. What we have to do is we have to change our mindset. We have to change the mindset of how we're going to get these gains. If you have the trader mindset right now, you have to be pretty quick. Take your profits. You have to, set your targets, set your alerts. You have to do this. If you don't have a plan, you will lose. I guarantee it. If you have the investor mindset, well, time's on our side. And right now, like I said, we're at the very beginning, guys. We're at the very beginning. If you can, please do not take losses. Just wait, because eventually the market will turn up. So if you get a regular paycheck, if you get, regular income where you can put into crypto, then just do that. That's one thing that I'd recommend. I would strongly recommend doing that. Of course, thank you so much, guys, for smashing the likes. I'm here to change your mindset, to change the way you think. Now, I do want to go over some things, and this is more so for training. I think it's very important. I don't know why I'm saying a lot, but I do think it is very important to understand what you're going to see from other mentors, from other influencers, from other YouTubers, from other people that are on different platforms. they're going to show you this particular thing. And I want you to be very, very careful. And now, isn't it funny when you get a red car? Let's just say you get a red Ford or Chevy truck or whatever truck, Tundra. Let's say you get a red Tundra, and you never noticed red Tundra before, but then as you're driving around, it's like, oh, there's another Tundra. Oh, there's a blue Tundra. There's a red Tundra just like mine. Wow, there's another Tundra. Like, now you're aware of it. This is what I want you to do. I want you to be aware of all these other influencers that show you certain things after the fact, or that show you all of these results. But then when you ask the question, how many charts did you post? They'll ban you because they don't want that talk. They only want what's going to make them look good. But you'll see it. And now you're going to start noticing it. Oh, Joe said something about, watch out for the people who say, let volume be your guide. Watch out. Now you're aware of it. Watch out for people who say, let the, moving average, it's, support or resistance. Watch out. So with that being said, right now we do have, I do love CASPA. Well, no, I'm sorry. I don't love CASPA. Rather, I don't have a reason to love or not love CASPA. Everybody loves CASPA. And because everybody loves CASPA, you have to go where the money goes. This is going to be one of, and I just updated the VIP group in reference to tokens to hold long term. And the reasons why. For me, the reason why is very important. For example, if I put Matic, I would put Matic, I would put the current market cap, and then I would say either what Matic is or why it's important. Once again, giving you more than just the name. That's what I do. I love giving you the whys. But I'm gonna add this one. So everybody who's in the VIP, just let you know, I will be adding this one more than likely later today. And yesterday we updated the list of coins to accumulate. Doesn't matter if it's going up or down. We want it to come down, because right now these next I really hope we have 2 months of sideways boring action, maybe nothing, before this nice pump that's going to happen. And mark my words, it will happen. Right now, we're very lucky to have hopefully another month or two to where if you can spend $50, $100, whatever you can into these coins right now, regardless of the price, because we have an investor mindset. In 6 months, 18 months, you're going to be very happy you did. And once again, nothing on this channel is financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Entertainment purposes. Let's see here. Oh, there's some combo. Let's see. I don't know what the conversation was, but it says, but Joe, I'm a pro. I wear a suit. Oh, and I drive a Lambo. Yes, you got to be careful with the guys that wear suits. Yes, they look professional, but, and the dude that we're referring to, or at least that I'm referring to, he's very smart. Very smart. He's got a big group, big community, but now he's very successful, but it's a numbers game. It really is. The more trades you do, the more wins you're going to have eventually. But I show you a different way of trading. I show you a safer way of trading. I show you to where, well, I just show you, and you'll see it, guys. You'll see it on this channel. And if you want the VIP, of course, I have the VIP. So definitely check the link in the description. And also, let's go and put the link here as well. Where's my stuff? There we go. So I'm just putting it right now in the chat. It's a pinned messages as well. Pinned message. Hit me up on Telegram. I'll get you in the group. All right, moving on. So we're going to look at some of these charts as well. If you have any coins you want me to do, as always, let me know. Smash the likes, guys. Smash the likes. All right, so that's it for that. WIF is down 10, almost 11%. Not a problem. This just means that if you're wanting to get this one, you can pick it up. What I love doing, and you're going to see this too in the bull market, these coins have been going up 50, 60, 80%. Easy, easy. You get 20%, that's a low number. Easy. And then they'll come down 20, 30%. When they come down 20, 30%, you better believe that's what I'm going to buy. I don't even care what pattern it made. I don't care if, you know, it came down 25%, I entered and it goes down another 12%. I don't care. Because I know if I just hold it for an extra day, it's going to come back up to where it dumped, or the area that it dumped from. So very easy trading style as far as that goes. Now, if you want to get the absolute most money with the reduced risk, well, then of course that's when you do the trading mindset. You go on a lower time frame, you wait for it to break a certain level, you set your alert, and then you enter your trade. So what I do is I show you all different kinds of ways of trading. You know, I'd show you the investor side, I'd show you the trading side, I show you a swing trade, day trade, scalp trade, futures, only in the VIP though, futures trading. I show everything to you. And to me, I think that's very important to have a large variety of trading styles so that you can see what you like based off of your risk management. Or you can have a trading style for one particular coin and then another one completely different. And then another one, well, now it's not a trading mindset, this is going to be an investor mindset. And this one a trading, this one a scalp, this one a swing trade, this one. So now that you know how all these different styles go, depending on what you want to do for that, you have to have a plan. You have to have a plan. And then you just do that plan. All right. So that's enough of that. Let's get on with the show. Let's do Bitcoin. We go with Bitcoin first all the time. The price action was right here when we were talking about it yesterday. And I was saying plan A is more than likely it's going to come down. Plan B, come up. What's happening? It's coming down. So far, so good. So far, so good. Could it stop here, find support, and go up? Yeah, sure. You know, now that we have more price action, you know, and I bet you anything. I was looking at this last night. I was doing a lot of charts last night, going over a bunch of my old charts, going over a bunch of coins that I've been looking at for a while. And what I try to do is I try to delete everything and just look at it from a brand new perspective. And I do this hours upon hours a day, guys. Like, I'm literally in these charts. And this is why I can see certain things. Now, when I start, and it's funny too, you know, I start saying this right here. And, you know, then I start, and I'm watching YouTubers. And this is something that, you know, right now, this is what we're seeing. This flag. And today, more people started saying it in reference to this flag. Now, this flag wasn't here, what, a few days ago? What are we? This flag wasn't here about here. I mean, it was, but it was at a different angle. And then now it's continuing this way. So it'll stay in this pattern. It'll stay into this support of the trend line, resistance of the trend line, support of the trend line until it breaks out. Now, the one thing that I hate about patterns, let's say this is a bull flag, which it is. And then it continues doing this pattern for an extended period of time. Well, now the bull flag changes into a downward channel. All we did was change the name because it didn't break out or break down. It stayed in this range. So now what do we do as pattern traders? What do we do as pattern traders? Well, we just adjust the name. And that's why I don't like trading patterns. I go based off of support, resistance, trend lines. Here we have our plan A. Now, what I was getting to was, I wonder if people have seen this possible yet. I haven't heard any, and I'm watching people. I'm watching technical analysis people to see what they're seeing and what they're saying. And so far, I haven't heard anybody say, you may have, I haven't, not today anyway, this may be forming this. So this would be our inverse head and shoulders. And then of course our measured move would be to about here. So about, yeah, just above it. So just to let you know. We got Ian in the house. What is up, Ian? OG in the house. He's one of the new OGs. Admin in the group as well. And admin in the YouTube. So thank you, man. Appreciate you for being here. All right. So with this being said, this may be something that people might start looking at. You know, so it might come down here, come up here, and instead of getting rejected and breaking this level, well, now it may potentially go up. But see, there's the thing though. Like you don't know what's going to happen. You have to wait. And that's the most expensive lesson that I had to learn was patience. Like you have to wait. Because if it does come down here and it comes up to this level, if you enter, could it go up and potentially make this pattern? Sure. But could it also come down and get rejected? Yeah. I'm not willing to risk that. You know, you can if you like. Make sure to have a stop loss, because if not, you're going to ride it all the way down and then have to wait. You know, if this is a trade for you. So just kind of give you a heads up. Very important, guys. Very important. So right now, we did say yesterday that it may do this number, and so far it's come down. How much has it come down from when we saw it, or when we talked about it yesterday? About 3%. That's not too bad. And the more information that's given, which is the candles, you know, the candles, that's the information. The more price action that's provided, the greater possibility of seeing more or identifying more support resistance levels for areas of possible support or areas of possible areas that needs to break. So that's my thought process on that. We'll see. So of course my plan A still currently is that it's going to come down, but we have to see what it's going to do. Is it going to possibly a bounce, whether it's here or even lower? And then if so, what happens here? This is the main key factor. This trend line is our key factor. Is it going to break above and then find support, continue up? Or is it going to get rejected by this and then come down? This is what I'm really looking at, is this trend line. All right, moving on. If you have coins you want me to do, let me know. So let's go ahead and get started with that. So let's look at the first one I want to look at is make sure I put this on a YouTube. That way you don't see my charts. Oh yeah, I need to change out my batteries. I've been having issues with my keyboard. Caspa. Okay. So we talked about this. We talked about it right here. And I said, you know, what we want to do is we want to have our alert right here. So far, it hasn't hit our alert yet. We want to have our alert right here because the price action may come up, break this level, come back down, come back up, break this level, come back down, come back up. And then you never know what could happen. It could lose its strength and break, you know, this level. Now, let's go ahead and delete all this. And let's just look at this with fresh eyes. So right now it's right here. And in my opinion, this is one that I put for the VIP. I said, guys, watch this one. It's moving, but I wouldn't enter it right now because we have to wait to see if it's going to indeed pull back like it's done before. Jono says, can we look at a VRA? Yes, definitely. I definitely want to look at that one. So let's come over here. And right now we do have a level right here. And this honestly is not the best level. Now that I'm looking at it again. When I first did this level, I was basically just trying to see where the current price action was at. See what level would be better. So I have to, well, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. No, let's just do the daily. So I do have a wick, almost wicks, some wicks, almost wicks, a few candle bodies, candle body. Okay, so I use this one. I have another level right here. That one's a good level. Let's see, this one's a good level. So what I'm doing is I'm looking from the left to the right And I need stops. I need areas where the candle bodies stop or the candle wicks. The candle bodies are much stronger than the wicks. However, if there's more wicks at a certain area, I'm going to use that level, because on a lower time frame, those wicks are candle bodies. But I like doing this on the daily time frame. The larger the time frame, or rather the higher the time frame, the stronger the move. So right now it's looking good. There's so many different things you can do here. Let's see here. I would actually do it like this. So let me do this. I'll leave it in white. Now the reason I'm doing it here as opposed to using this, it's just gonna have so many more touches. So we have a touch, we have a wick, we have a wick, we have the wicks kind of went through them, but we have a body, we have a body, we have a body. The wick passed it. So this would have been our fake out. It came up and then came back down. And then here, we can do it like this. So this is what we're looking at right now. So now let's go to the 4-hour time frame. And then since we're on the 4-hour time frame, now what we can do is just kind of clean this up a little bit. Because remember, before those were wicks. And we didn't use those wicks. And this looks good. This looks good right here. I say that looks good. All right, so now we're looking at this one. Nice bow. This is our level of resistance that it needed to break out of. Actually, this zone. I don't know if y'all can see this. Now, one thing that a lot of people do, and these are mentors. What a lot of mentors like to do is show you stuff after the fact. What I do is I show you everything. I show you, but I really don't like showing you after the fact. I like showing you what I would have done in that moment. So right now, this is our zone. You know, we have an area right here, and then we have another area super close to this first area. So this is what creates this resistance / liquidity zone. And we would need for it to break potentially this zone before we consider entering. Now, if it does, and it is, if it does, what we have to do, we have to wait. We have to wait for the candle to close, because what might happen is this might come all the way down, and now the candle closes underneath the level that we're supposed to break out of. So Alt J, gonna do it. My keyboard's messing up. Okay. So we need to break this level to this white. Needs to break that level. And if it closes underneath it, we don't enter. Why? Because the price action could do this and then settle down here, now start coming up again, and everybody will start getting happy because now we have a cup and handle measured move way up here. So just, oh, wrong one. So just kind of give you heads up on that. Okay. Do I think it's going to come down? I think it will, but I don't think it'll come down to here. I think what's going to happen, it's going to do this and then do this. So this is actually my plan A right here. So let's go ahead and label this. Ooh, I need to do my batteries. Plan A. This is my plan A. What I think might happen, and granted, the price is right here. Okay, that's what I think is going to happen. Then we have plan B. Plan B. This I don't think will happen, but it could. But we need to see what happens in 40 minutes. If it closes above, man, because of this pump, we have a very high probability of it coming down. Oh man, look at that, 13% pump. Never mind. It will come down, but it's not gonna like kill us. And what I would actually do, there's so many different ways of doing this, guys. So many different ways of doing this. For me personally, I would actually enter now. But again, none of this is financial advice. And I would have a lower entry, I might say right here. I'd have a lower entry right here, right above this wick, or right on the wick. I have a lower entry there. And then because of that, I can actually have my stop loss, and that's nothing, way down here. So don't let this 17% freak you out, or even 18%. Don't let that freak you out, because you're only putting 50% right now. So half of 18 is what, 9? You're losing 9%, you know? And of course, this is going to be less. I like this one. And I'll more than likely post this one in the VIP. More than likely. We have a low, we have a lower low. Okay. So let's look at VRA. Let's look at VRA. And if you have other tokens you want me to do, if you want me to do NEAR and RUNE, let me know. So let's do this one. Let's go to VRA, USDT. MEXC. Okay. So here we did have this already done for YouTube. And we're saying, you know, have your enter at current price. Okay, price is right here. Okay. So I'm like, why would we enter at current price? I thought we were here. It's like, that's very high risk. But I see what I did. This is actually like this or something like that. But the price is actually right here. I always started from the current price. So more than likely, price was right here. And we said enter at current price. And the price may come lower, which would have been here. So let's go ahead and, this is what we were looking at the time. And that's more information over there. But this is what we're looking at the time. And so that's the reason for this. And that's because it had already bounced. That's the reason for that. Okay. So the reason we entered was because it came down here, it bounced, came up, and now it's like, okay, you know, enter at current price. Yeah, right here. But have a lower entry. And this is why it's very important. Have your lower entry just in case it breaks this level, comes down, and if so, then you got a lower entry, which is great. And sure enough, entered, price came down, could not hold support, came down, bounced off of this level very nicely. You know, this is not even a level, this is just for our entry. And this is based off of previous support resistance. And it happened to find this as support, and then it broke down, went to the very bottom of our support zone, came back up, tried to exit the support zone, couldn't do it, tried again, barely did it, and came down. Now, our thought process, I like it. If you're entering right now or thinking about entering right now, I would personally have a very tight stop loss. And for me personally, let's go ahead and hide all this stuff. So let's do this, and let's just hide everything. Let's do this. Yeah, we'll just hide everything. Go to this. So let's look at this. Well, let's just look at this part right here, because everything else is just down. So it just came down. So let's look at this part right here. Okay. So what I'm doing is I'm going to create another box. It's kind of going to be a different idea, different thought process. Okay. So I like that. And I want where there's more touches. So for this one, I'm just going to put it gray. You know, that way there's no bias. So this is saying that it's in this zone. It's in this zone. It broke out, came back in, broke below it, couldn't hold on, and came back up. So right now, if I was thinking about entering this trade, I'd enter it. Granted, this is not financial advice. This is for entertainment purposes only. Here's where we would have been stopped out. But for this one, can we do the same thing? What's the percentage? Sure, why not? 12%. I would actually enter now. Now you may think, but Joe, it's very high risk because it hasn't even found support yet. True, but it may be in the process of finding support based off of this stopping. Let's zoom in. Hopefully y'all can see that. This stopping, then this one not going lower, this one not going lower, and now potentially, still have 31 minutes. Potentially this is going to be a little bit higher than this. So just remember that it's always creating support resistance levels throughout the entire chart. And the stronger the support resistance will be like, well, a major pivot. This right here may be a pivot in forming, you know, a pivot forming. We won't know until several other candles. So this will show that it's gaining support. So that's what that's showing. And if it does come down, we do have another level of support at this pivot. So this is a really nice area to where if we were to come down, which it might, it's okay. I want it to come down because I have a lower bid. So anytime I have blue levels, so I'll put enter now. Blue lines are always my entry. If you're brand new here, blue lines are always my entries. Lower entry. Yellow lines are always my targets and stop loss. So this is what I would do. I'd enter now. And where would my target be? Depends on how long you want to hold this. But let's say first target is a good target. Right around 22%. And then we'll do one more target for you. Nothing too greedy. Can we get 50? Oh, no. 50 would be greedy. 46%. So roughly at around this number would be our target. And this number as well. So our first target is at 0.006594. Second target, 0.007920 with the stop loss of approximate 0.004692 with an entry at current price and a lower entry at with a lower entry of 0.005120. That is my thought process on VRA. I do love this coin. I am very biased on this coin. I hold this coin. I'm staking this coin. Matter of fact, last night, I finally moved my staked coins to, I finally moved my reward coins to my stake. So I'm staking more coins. I do like the stake. So I'm staking them. And I'll continue to stake them throughout the entire bull market. I won't say entire bull market. More than likely, I will be unstaking them possibly in June to be prepared to start selling in November, October-ish area. And I'm going to be selling all my coins. I'm not going to sell them all at once. I'll sell them in increments. You know, 20, 30%. 1 month or a week, wait a few weeks, do some more, because I want to sell on the way up. I don't want to sell when it's coming down. If you like this thought process, guys, if you like the concepts that I'm giving, please definitely smash the like. I'm going to show you something. So let's see here. Let's see, VRA, this is VRA. Okay, so let's hide all this stuff because I want to show you what to expect. Because I've done this, guys, and I'm sure you've seen it too. All right. So what we're doing is we're just looking at this. We're looking at this. And let's see. What can we do? We can Let's do a fixed range profile, a fixed range volume profile from here to here. Okay. Let's do another fixed range volume profile. I just want to show you something. Let's do it from here to, and just go here. Nope, it's not what I want. From here to here. It's going to be the same thing, yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's get rid of this one then. Okay, what else can we do? Well, this is one thing that people are going to be doing. You know, they're going to say, look, guys, you know, when you have the 50 crossing the 200, you know, you have this bullish move. When you have the death cross, the 50 crossing below the 200, which is the yellow, you have the death cross and it comes down. Look at all this that it came down, you know. And once again, if you had the golden cross, you know, it's coming up. They're going to show you all this stuff, guys, and you're going to believe them because you're like, golden cross, death cross, man, that's amazing. Now I know how to trade because look, it went up 80%. Look, it went 400%. You know, this is great. And then they're going to show you, oh, look, there's divergence. All this stuff already happened. This stuff only gets, how do I say this? This is the result of what happened. This does not tell you what is going to happen. That's the easiest way I can put it. All these indicators show you the result of the price action. The price action does not care what these indicators show you. The indicator is the popular kid. They don't care about you. They don't care if you talk about them. They don't care. They do what they do. All these indicators, there's the one that gossip. Oh, did you see so-and-so? Did you see this and this? Did you see? These are the result of the price action. So, and you'll see it too. Look, guys, you know, what we needed to do is we needed to cross above the POC, the point of control. You can see that once we broke above it, we started doing really nice, but, you know, because of X, Y, and Z, it came back down, finding support. What really needs to happen, you know, we had this, but then we created a double top, and then, of course, it's coming down. Once we break this POC, this point of control, and then, no. I mean, granted, yes, you know, because it's a level, POC, point of control. But the thing is, like, they're basing all of their information based off of stuff that already happened. And you're going to see so much of that, guys, so much of that. I would love for anybody to throw anything at me when it comes to indicators, when it comes to thought process. Let me explain why I think what I think. And if you have an open mind, you will see potentially what I see and how you have been duped into believing that this bounces off of this. No, this moving average is a result of the price action, because the price action could have done this, broke below, and continued coming down. And now your indicator, your moving average, would have done this. It would have followed the price action. This is not bouncing off of the 200. It's an average of the price action. So it's very important that you open your mind to different suggestions. Now, am I saying that mine is correct? Nope, not at all. Do I think it is? 100%. 100, because it's in the definition. It's the average of the price action. How can it be support if it's a result of the price action. And you can clearly see it can break below it, just like a regular support resistance level. So to me, it doesn't make any sense how people, now granted, that's what I was taught, and that's what their mentors were taught, you know, and that's so on and so forth. But when you finally just stop and think about it, it's like, wait a minute. Same thing with the RSI. I buy overbought RSI all the time. Do I buy oversold RSI? Nope. I learned that lesson because the price can continue coming down. And RSI oversold bounce, this is when you enter, you only know it's oversold bounce, and it did great because it already happened. I can't stress that enough. All these mentors, all these people that are fooling you are saying stuff that already, show that to me now. Let's say this is oversold. Let's just say that this is oversold. Are you going to enter the trade? And if so, I want to see you enter the trade. Don't tell me after the fact when it dropped more and more and more and more and more and more. And then finally now it's coming up. And now you're like, oh, look, guys, this is where you would have bought. This is the oversold bounce. But where did you first talk about it? Way up here, way up here, way up here. So, Realistic says, I'm late, but I made it. Hey, man, appreciate you, man. Appreciate you. Joe says, don't forget the death and the golden cross. Yeah. Don't give me PSD. Oh, sorry. I already did those things. Yeah. And that's what they all do. They all refer to what has already happened. But when you're in the trade, it's completely different. And it was so funny yesterday, too, when I was watching one of the other YouTubers. I didn't catch him today, but one of the other YouTubers, where he's like, yeah, you know, we're going to enter this Bitcoin long. It's on the 1 minute time frame, 37x leverage, I believe it was. And then as soon as he entered, it's green, and that's why he entered. And then within 5 seconds or so, it turned red. As soon as it turned red, well, guys, you know what we should have done? We should have waited for the candle to close. He's already protecting himself. That way he can win either way. And when I say that, you know, so he doesn't look bad. And, oh, guys, we should have, you know, I should have waited for the candle to close, this and that, blah, blah. And then it goes red and red and red. And then green, green, and then red and red. And now he's looking for other reasons. And that's what they do. They will look for other reasons. And he goes and he looks and he's like, oh, I don't know if he said, I'm not sure if you saw it or something like that. But he goes, oh, and there's also bearish divergence. Really? Really? You entered it because you said it was bullish, but then because it turned red, and it's been red now for maybe 2 minutes, you're looking for reasons. Oh, there's bearish divergence. And then it starts coming down even more and more. It didn't really get too close to his stop loss. His stop loss was down here, and it came down to about right here. But he was covering himself. And he's like, you know what, guys, we're probably going to get stopped out. But if we lose, it's only $25, $26, whatever it was. But for the upside, I think it was like 300 and something. But for some reason, I think it met a different level. And then he just cashed out. He got 100 and something, 130 something dollars, I think, within a few minutes. That's pretty good. But it's gambling. Big time gambling, because that could have easily went the other way. I don't have that much money to throw away $25 until finally I make one that's good. And then it's like, really? I'm still down $25. So my point is, it's very hard to trade in the moment. And that's what I show you how to do. I show you how to trade in the moment. All these other mentors, they show you after the fact. Let's see here, guys. Any coins you want to do? If not, this will be a quick show. Oh, wow. I didn't even realize we were this late into the show. Well, anyway, we got about 10 more minutes. Guys. Let's see. Joe was the man with a plan. Yes. I do have a plan. I have a plan for all of us to be very successful, guys. All of us to be very successful, and we're going to absolutely kill it. Very important to have a mindset of you will be successful. It's not if, it's when. And that time is at the end of the bull market. We're already almost 6 months into this year, guys. Can you believe that? The halving just happened last month. Now we are almost 6 months into the year. Hopefully we have 2 more months, this month and next month, for accumulation. Hopefully, you know, I'm hoping for it, because that way it'll give us more time to make crazy money. Crazy money. But we'll see. And so yeah, we can do ARB. ARB. I'll leave that one there. Let's do this one, and then ARB will be our last one. ARB, USDT, MEXC. Okay, this one looks pretty good. So let's go to the daily time frame. And what we can see is that, you know, we had a pivot here, we had a higher pivot, we came up, creating this bowl, and Tug says, smash the like. Awesome, buddy. Appreciate you, man. Let's see here. Where are my levels? Let's go to a 4-hour time frame, see if we can get more ups and downs. Okay, so hopefully y'all can see this. We have this zone. How big is this zone, though? It's about here to here, 15%. Okay, 20%. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark out this zone. So yes, from here to, so what I'm doing is I'm looking for candle body closes, and this actually looks very good. And what you want to do is you want to look to the left and to the right. I always say that, look to the left and to the right, see where you get more closes at. So here I chose these candle body closes because if you look over here, it respects it pretty tight. All right here. Let's see if I did it a little higher. We could actually do it up there too, but I like this one because, I mean, we have all these stops. Now this zone that we have is approximately 21%. So this means that you could actually trade in this range, and I like it. You can trade in this range. So this is what they'll say. This is what they'll say. You know, look guys, you know, this is a range right here, and let's just say, you know, you entered down here because now you see this range. You could have made 20%, and then it came down, and then you could have entered again and made another 20%, and then it came down. You could have made another 20%. You don't, calm down. You don't know it's a range yet. You don't know. Like, the only reason you're saying it's a range is because of after the fact. Now, what I'm instructing and informing you at this moment is because of this range, now we could potentially get 15, 20%. But I will never see something like this, draw this out, and then say, at least I don't think I would ever, because never say never, to do this. Now, we could see the start of a range, and then it could potentially say the range, and then we could trade in that possible range that's forming, and then as it continues the range, now it's the more price action that happens, the confirmation is there as far as it being a range, and then you can trade in that range. But like, nobody knows this is a range until so many candles form that give us this prediction. So just kind of give you a heads up, you know, and it's just so funny though. I mean, I see this all the time. Everybody does it. Oh, look, here's our trend lines. And if you would have traded up here and then down here and down here and down, you don't know that was going to happen. But they do this day in and day out, guys. And all the new people, oh, you're a genius. Man, I could just do 20% a day. you are a genius. They sign up for them and they lose because they're showing them after the fact. Here, I'm showing you in the moment. What would I do right now in this moment? Okay, well, let's look at it. Let's go 4-hour time frame. Let's see if we can find more price action. And we do. Price action came down, went up, came down, went up. So potential bounce, potential support. How do we know it's potential? Well, we need more candles. The more candles we have, the stronger the confirmation of support. Right now is down, down, down. One, candle 2, candle 3 is almost done printing. The more candles you get, the stronger that confirmation. Well, Joe, how many candles do you need? Minimum 2 to 3, minimum. But again, the more you have, the better it is. The more time has passed, the better it is. Joe, but you're on the 4-hour time frame. What if I have 3 or 4 on a 15-minute time frame? Well, you have a higher possibility of you getting a fake out versus a larger time frame. This is why I like trading on the 4-hour. Sometimes I'll trade on the 1 hour, just depending on the price action, depending on the strength of the move, depending on the market cap, so many different variables. But to keep this simple, and that's how I love trading, what you want to do is you want to have minimum 2 to 3 candles on the 4-hour time frame to see if in fact this may be the possible start of a pivot. So I'll give you a heads up. And thank you guys for smashing the likes. You guys are the best. You guys are the best. So what I do here on this channel, if you're brand new, I show you how to trade in the most simplistic form without all the pattern memorization, you know, knowing that, you know, these are dojis and hammers and, you know, floating stars and reading rainbow. You don't have to learn all that stuff. I show you how to find support and resistance. That's what it comes down to. Like, it is literally that easy. Support is there until it gets broken. Resistance is there until it gets broken. It's literally that easy. And then, of course, I debunk a bunch of the trading styles. I debunk them. And don't ever believe me. Don't ever trust me. Don't ever test this stuff. Back test everything that I say. Don't do it once. Don't do it twice. Because you're like, Joe's 100% right. You know, Joe's amazing. No. Do it over and over and over again. Out of 10 times, you may see that I'm right 10 times. Out of 100 times, you may see that I'm right 95 times. Out of 1,000 times, you maybe see I'm right 90 times. Out of 10,000, you get the point. But the fact is, like, nobody knows what's going to happen 100% of the time. But I'll tell you one thing, all this stuff that we're being taught, if you think about the definition, if you think about what it truly means for those indicators, you will see that my rationale, my reasoning for what I'm saying to any logical person would make sense. Now, if it doesn't make sense to you or to somebody else, I'm not saying you're illogical. I'm just saying you've been, I'll just say it, brainwashed. You really have. Now, that doesn't mean you have to believe me, but it just means that the logic that I'm giving you, based off of what I've seen and experienced and everything. Now, what I would challenge anybody, if the stuff that I'm saying doesn't make sense to you, and you are more right than my thought process, I would love to have a talk with you so that I can understand your perspective. So this is not a, oh, I'm smarter than you, or, oh, I know more than you. No, definitely not. Definitely not. I might not know something. Now, I think I've done this thousands and thousands of hours and reading and back testing everything. And what I have concluded to is based off of all my research. I didn't just listen to somebody. I saw how it worked. Based off of all my research, this is why I'm saying what I'm saying. And I challenge anybody, any mentor, any YouTuber, any person, any trader, I challenge them to show me how you use your indicator and why you use it. Very important. I would love to know that, because I might be missing something. But I guarantee you right now, all these influencers, all these YouTubers won't take that challenge. They will not take that challenge. You know, especially if they watch my videos and they see how they see my thought process on my logic behind what I'm saying. I guarantee it, they won't. But I would love it. I would love it to where, shoot, I mean, I'll even be on their show. That way, if they want to boot me from it and they kick me from it, they can do it. But I would love to do that and just ask them, like, genuinely, why do you use what you use? First, what is it? How does it work? How do you use it to your advantage? And then I'll be asking them questions that they don't want, because it'll make them realize that my way just makes more sense, logically speaking. With that being said, let's see. Realistic says, looks like inverse head and shoulders for me. Possible. And what he's referring to is shoulder, head, shoulder, neckline. See, but with patterns, like if you turn your head, it's like, oh, I see this. You squint your eyes, oh, I see this. You turn your head the other way, oh, I see this. Close one eye, oh, I see this. That's pattern trading, in my opinion. What I like doing is support resistance trend lines. Breaks the level support. Awesome. All right, moving on. ARB. Oh, yeah. We're still on this one. For me, I'd enter it. Did I say that already? I think I went off a tangent. Okay. Let's do roll call, guys. Let's do roll call. I'll put one in the chat. Ian says, I've been a YouTuber who goes by the moon phase indicator. Who would believe that? Yes. Well, I tell you what, though. As much as I think that is baloney, I do strongly believe it. The moon phase, I don't use it, but the moon phase is real. So once again, I've done all this stuff, guys. I wanted to get ahead of the game. I wanted to be the one that broke the code, which, I mean, there's been hundreds of millions, if not whatever, people have tried to do the same thing. And these billionaires with the B and millionaires, what they do is they go to psychics, and they go to card readers, and they go to, you know, all these gypsies and everything else. They do this for literally for real. Like, they do crazy stuff because they have the money to do it, and they pay them a crap load of money. So in reference to the moon phases, as much as I think it's a joke, it is something that's real. And so if there is something that I've done research on and I do believe in it, yeah. So come down here, and I mean, you can just moon, and I have some, look, I have these that are start. We have LuxAlgo, and we have this one. So let me click on this one. And let's go to, but this mainly works on Bitcoin. So let me take this off. Let's go to Bitcoin just really quick. Let's do this. Let's hide all this stuff again. I don't know. Hide. Okay. So, oh yeah, look at this, guys. This is so crazy. The government, my stream was doing so great, and now it's gonna get, you know, banned or whatever. What am I doing? I need to enlarge this, not the whole thing. So the government doesn't want us to own Bitcoin. They really don't. The Bitcoin and crypto in general is a way for us to free ourselves from the government. And the government censors us. The government does all this. YouTube censors us. Facebook censors us. Everything censors us, except Twitter, but I think they kind of do a little bit. I don't know. But I'm just saying, the government tells us don't do it. and is trying to make it very hard and just trying to smear crypto's name in the mud. And of course, closing down all these exchanges, and it's used for drug uses and everything else, right? They hold 207,189 Bitcoin that we know of. I have to point that out, that we know of, that we can prove that's how much they own. Now, how crazy is that? To an entity that it's in their best interest that we remain a slave, remain a worker, remain an employee, instead of, this is why the rich get richer and the poor stay poor, because we don't have the ability to learn. For example, in schools, why don't they teach stuff besides a banking account? Why don't they teach about investing? Well, you learn how to invest, you get out of the matrix, you make money. You learn that, you don't trade your time for your hours, or your hours for your pay. You leverage your time. Like, they don't show you any of this stuff. They don't want to. They want you to be an employee. So I just want to show that to you real quick. So let's go ahead and do this. So let's go back to the moon phases. Let's go ahead and hide this. Let's go over here. Let's type in moon again. Yeah, but the first time I heard this, I was like, man, I'm going to debunk this and that, blah, blah. And I'm going and I'm looking. But if you look, now, do I trade on this? No, I sure don't. Just because I don't want this to give me a false sense of security. But so this is an actual indicator that tells you when to long and short. I don't want this because it's too confusing. Let's type in moon again. Let me do the other one. And then let me get out of this. And it works on the daily time frame. Delete that. Okay. Yeah, so this one's cleaner. So this one is called, well, I'll just show you again. It's called this one by this person. It's a clean version of it. And then you can go to the settings. I don't know what it does. Here are the things, style, so let's just do full moon and new moon, I guess. I think they only go off of full moon. I didn't even know you could do all this stuff right here. I really don't. I just used it to kind of backtest it one time. Full moon and new moon. I think that's the only thing you need. And then you can actually save it. Save as default. And click OK. So you can see, and sometimes, the thing is, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. Because again, I backtest this a lot. Like a lot. There's an indicator that I had also for the, let me see. I'm going to show you what I would do. Yes, I think daily, weekly, monthly. Let's see what this one and this one does. Okay, I think it's just going to go right here. No. There was one that I think I had to where it divided in segments with the vertical line for the weekly and daily or whatever, so that I could see, like, because I was, again, trying to debunk all this stuff, see if maybe like the third week was better to trade than the first week. And then of course I paired that up with the moon phases. I'm talking thousands of hours, guys, of this stuff. Literally thousands of hours. So it's no joke. It's no joke. All right, anyway. So here we had, what's this one? New moon, I guess. New moon came up. Full moon came down, if that's what that is. I don't know which one versus what. So new moon, okay. And then full moon. Okay, so full moon is on the bottom and new moon is on top. So full moon is on bottom. So I guess full moon is bullish, which is true. And the new moon is bearish, okay? So new moon, so this one is bullish, full moon. I think it's full moon. Now, sometimes it works. I mean, it worked here. Full moon, boom, look at all that. And then this one, new moon, came down. Then came up, but then it came down. Then it came up, but there's no moon here. Then this says, okay, it should come down. Then this says it should come up, but it came up a little bit, and then it came down. But it should have went up. And then here, there's no moon for it to go up. You see what I mean? This is something I back tested. Like, this didn't take too long. I think I only back tested this for maybe 10 hours or so. And you know, the one that you want to do is Bitcoin for this stuff, and you want to have it on the daily time frame. And I was going, I'm looking and looking, I'm trying to find not just 10 or 20, but like a lot. So here we had this, and it finally, you know, came down. Here we had this, and it slowly went up, and then it came down. Here it was supposed to go up, and it took some time, and then finally it did go up. Then here it's supposed to come down. Supposed to. But it kept on. And then here's our new moon, and then, okay, well, it's working again. Here it should have come down, continued coming up. So this is why I'm saying that I don't use this. Because it's like flipping a quarter. You know, just because I have a new moon or full moon, that doesn't mean it's going to go up. It might, but it might not. So this is, you know, something I looked really hard into, just because all these billionaires, what they are doing is they are paying people to advise them on this stuff, and astrologists and everything else. But I don't do that. Okay, moving on. Let's see here. Mark says, when watching a football soccer game, a very good indicator for when a goal will be scored is when I leave the... Oh my gosh. We got jokesters in the house. We got jokesters. Really says, I can't even read this. Let me put my old man glasses on. Realistic says, when drawing a trend line, like with a falling wedge, do you use wicks or candle bodies? I always use candle bodies, unless I have more touches with wicks, but I prefer not to use wicks, just because the candle bodies are stronger. Very important, strong. The candle bodies are stronger. The wicks are candle bodies on a lower time frame, but whatever time frame I'm charting on, I prefer to use candle bodies. Let's see, just curious what your preference is. Yeah, so I prefer to use candle bodies. Sometimes I might cut through candle bodies because I get more touches. And I have videos. Realistic, I have videos on this. I'm really horrible to Realistic, you're in the VIP, right? I have videos on trend lines. I actually made an audio. You definitely need to listen to that. I did a pin message on the audio. All right, moving on. ARB. Do we finish our ARB? I've seen your videos. I'm in the VIP. Oh. Realistic, stop messing around. Get in the VIP. No joke. Get in the VIP. Like, I show you all this stuff. But no, I have special videos for that. But there's times where I will cut, like here. It just depends. And when you're doing these trend lines, it's all this is subjective. It's like art. Like, I could draw it here. You know, I have this wick that stops, this wick, this wick, this wick, this wick. It cuts through these bodies, and then this wick. So this is how I would draw this trend line. But it would be different. I mean, if I did this, like there's too much of a gap. If I did this, I have more touches and this. Let's see here. Seen your videos, not in the VIP. I've seen a ton of your videos multiple times on repeat. I've just gone through so much information, I can't remember your preference. Yeah. So one thing I'd strongly recommend is, of course, take notes. You know what? Realistic, reach out to me, man. Reach out to me on my Twitter. I'm not Twitter. My Telegram. Reach out to me, buddy. You have my info, but I put it there in chat anyway. Reach out to me, man. But yeah, this is what I would do here. So, would I enter this trade? Would I enter this trade? Let's see. I like it. It's at the bottom. It made a higher low. Zoom out. It's in this zone. You know, we have lower levels down here, way down here. I'd say about right there. We have another level right there-ish. Let's go back and zoom in. Okay. So for this one, right now what I'm doing, and this is one thing that I like doing, is I like giving you my thought process, like all of the thought process. And we're already over our time. But here, you can see price came down, came down, came down. Market's not doing great. This one just dumped city population. You know, hopefully not you, but if it is, it's okay, because it's going to come up. Came down, down, down. It's not looking strong. I was wanting to enter this coin. I was wanting to say enter. If it breaks this level at, if it breaks this level, 99.08, you have a very, very high possibility that it's going to do this. You have a very high possibility it's going to do this. If it breaks this level. Like, the possibility of it doing this is so high. Well, I don't know what I say. I was going to say, I bet you $1, but YouTube might say that's gambling. So, no bets. No bets. This is not for, this is for entertainment purposes. That's it. But if it does break this level, we have a very high possibility that it does this. So it needs to, what's the percentage again? 21%? 15, 10, 8. Okay, so let's do this. Let's do this. It's high risk though. But we're not losing, we're not risking a lot. We're risking 7%. So what I would do is I would enter. Why? Joe, it's underneath the 9 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Joe, it's underneath the 50 moving average on the 4-hour time frame. Joe, it's underneath this trend line that you have. Joe? Yeah, sure is. We have a bounce. We have another bounce, and potentially this could be the start of another bounce. Now, granted, if this stop loss would have been like 25, 35%, no, I'd wait. But since this stop loss is so tiny, so small, 7%, there's a really high possibility that if we do get stopped out, then that's fine. We just wait for the recent high to re-enter, but I don't think so. I don't think so. Realistic says, I'm a fan of that 9. Yeah, same here. Same here. I didn't used to be. But Rob, He's really smart. He listens to a bunch of stock traders, and I use it now. And I've told him that several times. Like, yeah, man, I love it. I use the 9. I used to do the 21. I like the 9. It's just faster, you know, and it just makes sense. All right, moving on. Let's see here. So for me personally, I would enter at the current price, and then I'd have a lower entry. Yeah, Rob is very smart. Very smart. I've told him that several times. Matter of fact, I talked to him like a month ago, I guess. I don't talk to him too much now. But we did talk about a month ago. And I told him, like, everything I say to y'all guys about anybody, I tell them to their face. And when I did talk to Rob last time, I told him, I said, listen, dude, like, I've told you several times, man, like, you are very smart. I said, your problem is you have a very big head. Like, I'm surprised that you can actually walk out of your door to go to work, because like, you have a big ego and, you know, you think you're it. I said, you're very smart. You know, you're able to grasp things really quick. You're able to study very hard. I said, your problem is two things. One is you think that, like, you're too good, I guess. And, that you're very conceited. I told him that. I said, dude, I'll drive over there right now and give you humble pie. Like, I will give you humble pie. And I also told him what else I told him. Very smart. Needs to humble. Oh, that as far as, like, he's so smart. And you know these people, that they're so smart that they can't teach it. They cannot vocalize or explain their thought process. Me? Shoot, I'll explain my thought process all day. Now, it's learning all this stuff that took me a long time. That was my issue. But as far as explaining it, I hope that I'm explaining it well enough for people to receive it. And I tell this story often where, I'm going to put enter now. I tell this story often where I say, you know, or I tell people that I told him, I said, dude, like, I have no idea how you're doing what you're doing. Like, every time you post something, like, you're up and like tremendously, and then I enter and I'm always down and I'm losing. Like, dude, like, this has been going on for a while now. And I said, I don't get how you trade. I'm trying to learn how you trade. Now, the way I trade, I'm successful, but I want to learn how you're trading because you're killing it. Said, yeah, man, you know, we'll do a screen share, this and blah, blah. I said, okay, cool. So we go, lower entry. So we go, and, you know, he's talking and talking away and everything else. And I'm like, man, I said, so this and this, like, I'm reiterating what he's saying. It's like, no. And so he's explaining again or trying to explain it to me. And I'm like, dude, like, let me just show you. Let me share my screen. So I start sharing my screen, and it's like, wrong. No, wrong. I said, well, don't tell me wrong. Tell me what I'm doing wrong. He goes, oh, this and this. I said, but I thought it was this and this. No, that's wrong. I said, well, you've never said that before, dude. Like, on any of your videos. Like, I redo your videos so that I not only make sure that people know what you're talking about, but so that I can learn this stuff too. And all the notes that I'm taking for the group, I'm doing it for myself too. I said, you have never said that. I was like, oh yeah, well, that's what I mean. I said, okay. So then I go and I tell him, I was like, okay, so this and this is what I do, and this is what you mean. Yeah. Joe, I thought you knew. No, man, I didn't know. And when I'm like, how are all these people doing all these percentages and gains and everything if, like, it doesn't even make sense what he's doing? I said, well, maybe they've been watching a bunch of his live streams and everything, and they kind of see what he's doing. But shoot, I couldn't. Let's see. LOL, Joe is funny with his roast, with home not even being able to welcome. It's not a roast, man. It's true. Like, I told him that. And then I also told him too, I said, yeah, like, as far as, you know, Chris, I'm sure he's promising you hopes and dreams and everything like that, and you're an easy target too. because, you know, your ego needs to be fed. I said, I'm sure he's promised you a bunch of stuff that he promised me. Like, I know it for a fact. And I said, just watch. Like, why did I step down? Why did I, you know, like, think about it. Like, I was everybody's boss. I was Tripp's boss. Think about it. Why would I do what I do? Doesn't make sense. And so yeah, anyway. See, LOL Joe is funny roast. Okay, what's this one say? Joe has learned from the best, and the best is the best teacher. Yeah. So I've learned from a bunch of people, and I've used bits and pieces. And then, of course, most importantly, I've learned what not to do. So give you a heads up on that. But for here, I'd enter now, current price, have a lower bid right here, and then have my stop loss right here. And if I get stopped out, I get stopped out. But we have a pretty good possibility that it should go up. Because more than likely, what might happen is it does this, then does this, then does this, then does this, then does this, and does this, and then finally, boom. So that's what I think. This, in my opinion, this is going to be kind of like a longer one to move. I forget what the market cap is on this one, but we may end up doing like a curved bottom, which might have been maybe a month for the curved bottom. Can I adjust this? Can I adjust this? No, I can't do that. Okay, but I'm guessing. Let's put this in June. Yeah. So I'm guessing it'll be right here. So let me redraw this. So let's do this. So that's what I'm guessing it's going to do. Oh, dang it. I wasn't watching the bottom. I wasn't watching this part. But anyway, this is kind of what I figured to do. And so we'll say June, hopefully June 17th, it'll break out. Nobody knows. This is like, nobody knows this date. Be pretty cool if it did, though. Okay, moving on. All right, so that's it for the show. We went way over our time. I absolutely love giving you all of my thought process. I absolutely love showing what I know, showing my thought process on this stuff. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And I do thank you guys for being here. And as always, smash the likes. And we'll see you tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. What day is it? Is it almost Friday? Today's Wednesday, right? Awesome. All right, guys. Thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow. All right, take care. 3, 2, 1. See ya. Of course, my name is Joe. This is TradeIntuition, and we'll see you in a bit. Take care, guys. Maestro, play that music.